and diffuses like air.
The birth into God, and just some really epic notes in book 13 of the Corpus Hermeticum. Really like how it talks about the senses right here.
Is subject to sensation. On the other hand, if something is not hard, not moist, not tight, not volatile, how can you understand it through the senses? Something understood only through its power and energy, yet requiring one empowered to understand the birth in God. Am I without the power then, Father? May it not be so, my child. Draw it to you, and it will come. Wish it, and it happens. Leave the senses of the body idle, and the birth of divinity will begin.
Leave the senses of the body idle, and the birth of divinity will begin. It's a path of remembrance. You must close your eyes and shut off your senses to the illusions. And you can't really shut them off. It's more in a sense overcoming them. In deep breath work, energy work, meditation, where you start to completely live into the subtle energies. And you separate the subtle breath from the heavy breath, the subtle from the gross. And you realize that the body is but the manifestation of the energy in which you are. And when you can start moving the energy without moving the body, you're separating the fire from the earth. You're separating the subtle from the gross. You're beginning to raise Kundalini, like up and back through the energy body. And to give birth to divinity, it starts when, I guess, you get beyond the physical senses. Like that ties straight into Gnosticism. Gnosticism, they thought that human souls got imprisoned and trapped on the earth because of, like, basically the illusion of the senses was so strong. Notice the pleasure and pain down here was so strong, and we lusted after, like, physical sensations to sit there and feel everything in your body completely unmoved, completely unbiased, completely unjudgmental, like according and using the principles of all the energy work I've been talking about. Yeah, it's where the hidden light begins to get birthed from.
Cleanse yourself of the irrational torments of matter. Do I have tormentors in me, Father? More than a few, my child. They are many and frightful. I am ignorant of them, Father. This ignorance, my child, is the first torment. The second is grief. The third is incontinence. The fourth, lust. The fifth, injustice. The sixth, greed. The seventh, deceit. The eighth, envy. The ninth, treachery. The 10th, anger. The 11th, recklessness. The 12th, malice.
I would say the best system for transmuting the tormentors that Hermes just described, the 12 of them, would definitely be the Taoist philosophy and adhering to the integral way. In my life, I've just been realizing that patience, the simple act of patience, like if I'm really hungry or something, just like be really patient in getting my food. Or if I'm like, really want to smoke or a beer or, some weed or whatever it is, just like patience in getting there. And all of a sudden you learn like self-discipline and like, yeah, literally the patience, just a little bit of patience like proves to yourself over and over and over again that, wow, I really like, I don't know, it's crazy because patience leads to discipline. Who would have thought? But yeah, that's like something from the Tao Te Ching, the integral way.
These are 12 in number, but under them are many more besides, my child. And they use the prison of the body to torture the inward person with the sufferings of sense. Yet they withdraw, if not all at once, from one to whom God has shown mercy, and this is the basis of rebirth, the means and the method. From here,
Redemption to the one who God has shown mercy. I've been tripping on this lately. You know the swastika in ancient Sanskrit means permanent victory. The Bible is literally a story of redemption. All these texts well, especially the mystery school ones, and a lot of the sacred texts of the ancient cultures have a major theme of a fall and redemption of like the prodigal son. And my friends, the thing that is ensnaring us to the prison is the belief that we are human beings, not magical powers. Like, if we realize that 10,000 years ago, masters of wisdom, the glowing ones, descended from Atlantis and brought the ancient knowledge into all these tribes around the world and started up these religions of the sun. These masters of wisdom, they were glowing ones. They were divinities on earth. They were worshipped as gods in every culture. Wotan, Odin, Quetzalcoatl, Kulan, whatever. Osiris. So many. These guys, they were on the next level. They were literally perfected initiates. Like, they were glowing ones. They could perform miracles, no doubt in my mind. And, well, to the best of my knowledge. Anyways, that's your potential. That is the potential of man. Miracles and magic do exist. Connect, get real, get radical, tap in and get magical. Yeah, redemption does exist. And yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said there. Alright, we back in it here at 8:25. This part's pretty good.
Does this body constituted of powers ever succumb to dissolution? Hold your tongue. Do not give voice to the impossible, else you will do wrong, and your mind's eye will be profaned. The sensible body of nature is far removed from the essential generation. One can be dissolved, but the other is indissoluble. One is mortal, the other immortal. Do you not know that you have been born a god and a child of the one, as I too have?
Time to remember your immortal nature. Fire ascends to fire, but earth descends to earth. Which do you identify with? Which do you seek? Which do you crave? Dwell in infinity. Dwell in the immortal presence, the immortal being. Seek the being, seek the feeling, seek the aliveness beyond the flesh. And yeah, I really like how he says the mortal and immortal nature, the generative sphere, and to be a self-generated one is to become a living sun, to activate the solar symbol, to activate the sun state is to be a generated one, a self-generated one, and that comes from learning how to pump with the ether and rise kundalini. Going back to what he said about Tat asked Hermes if he will ever be dissolved. And Hermes said, don't fill your mind or speak ignorance, because it will cloud your view. And I love how seriously they take logos, only speaking that which is true and that which is aligned, like in your heart. Like, damn. Because when you speak, you are literally concreting things in your subconscious mind. Speaking logos. Logos is speech in awareness of spirituality, I guess, of spiritual realness, and it's true speech.
Father, I would like to hear the praise in the hymn which you said I should hear from the powers once I had entered the...
Why does every religion, every sacred text have so many hymns? Because when you unite the emotion, the drama, the complete connection to spirit or nature and beauty all around you with speech and praise, the speech, what it does is it unifies the light and the life. This is why logos is so powerful, and this is why the word came first. The word is the union of life and light, because it requires a mind plus the life behind it. And that speech, that true speech, that logos and hymns, damn, that is the power of ceremony, of manifestation, the spiritual power, like being born into the earth through speech, through the hymns. The secret of secrets is a hymn from Hermes. Like the rebirth is a hymn from Hermes. All these mystery schools, it has to do with hymns. Ceremonial magic all has to do with drama and hymns. Think about it.
Ogdoad, just as Poimandres foretold of the Ogdoad. That you hasten to strike the tent is good, child, for you have been purified. Poimandres, the mind of sovereignty, has transmitted to me no more than has been written down, knowing that on my own I would be able to understand everything, to hear what I want, and to see everything, and he entrusted it to me to make something beautiful of it. Thus, the powers with...
That's about it for right now. This is Immortal Truth, the mystery school. The truth that was, that is, and that will be. We out here.